Good morning and welcome back to the channel. Today's flight, we're going to be heading up to Lincolnton, North Carolina. And this was on a request of one of my Facebook group users. I posted a suggestion post asking where everybody would like to see me go. If there's any suggestions, anybody wants to see me go to a specific airport and feature that airport in my videos. One of the suggestions was Lincolnton. KIPJ is the code. We're going to head up there today. So Lincolnton is located on the northwest side of Charlotte, on the outskirts of the Class Bravo. It's actually underneath the Class Bravo, similar to here to Monroe. Flight time today is going to be about 35 minutes. It's only 38 miles, however, due to the fact that it's literally opposite the Monroe from the Charlotte International, we're going to have to go around the Class Bravo. So today's flight, we're going to go north from Monroe, head up towards Concord. We're going to bypass the Class Delta up at Concord. Then we're going to turn to the west, and we're going to head over towards, actually we're going to fly over Lake Norman, which is going to be really cool. Very spectacular scenery up there. I've got the camera set up so that you guys can see that. We might also be able to see the Charlotte Motor Speedway as we pass by Concord. Should be able to see that. So it should be a pretty interesting flight. Like I said, it's only 35 miles as the crow flies, so to speak, but because of our route, it's going to be more like 55. That's okay. We get to see some extra stuff. Beautiful weather today. Absolutely gorgeous this morning. So we're going to head up. I'll see you back in the cockpit, and we'll talk more as we're en route. See you up there.
All right, welcome back into the channel. We're back in the cockpit, heading out to runway 5. Heading up to Lincolnton, North Carolina. It's supposed to be a pretty decent little airport up there. Very similar to Monroe down here in the southwest. Southeast. With any luck, we should have any problems. The weather is absolutely gorgeous today. Beautiful, a little hazy, but that's to be expected here in North Carolina this time of year. At least we are not getting the convection in the weather that we've had for the last couple of days. I think we had a nice cold front sort of run through here in the last day or so, or at least overnight. It gave us a little bit of a drier air, which is kind of nice. So we'll see what happens. Again, we're just taxiing out to runway 5. We got one in front of us at the moment, one in the pattern heading down, so it might be just a minute or two before we can get up in the air. Monroe traffic, Skyhawk 61805. Departing runway 5 will be departing the area to the north off the crosswind. Monroe. It's not as hazy as it has been for the last couple of weeks, and you can actually see Monroe, or excuse me, you can actually see Charlotte over here to the left. That's unusual to be able to see Charlotte, especially in the summertime. We get this hazy weather up here.
Monroe traffic 808, Lima turning left cross on runway 5, Monroe.
I'm not exactly sure that it's I don't think it's smog. I think it's just, well, if you're in California, you'd call it smog. Here, it's haze, and I think it's a function of the humidity in the area. So, but you can see Charlotte, downtown or uptown Charlotte. Pretty impressive, actually. So, pretty cool. I don't know if we're going to be able to see it on the camera or not, but the Charlotte Motor Speedway is coming up on the left-hand side. I might be able to catch it on the outside camera. Looks like we're going to pass a little bit by it. Not 100% sure if we're going to get that or not. Alright, so we're going to do an overfly of the area. That's interesting that Rock Hill is the same exact thing. Just below us is we're crossing over I-77, which is the northbound entry from Charlotte, pretty much from actually Cincinnati? No, Cleveland. Goes all the way up to Cleveland. Cleveland all the way.
Traffic looking at 73, last downwind, runway 51.
Cleveland south to Columbia, South Carolina. Man, that is gorgeous today. Oh man, beautiful, beautiful. Gotta love the lake. There's actually an airport. I think we're passing pretty close next to it. Let's see, where are we? It's north of us a little bit. So yeah, just north of us there is an airport. Tiny little thing, but you can fly into it. It is public. Pretty crazy, actually. Alright, we are 13 miles. Wow, that is so cool. Oh, golf course. Lincoln to traffic, Skyhawk 61805, overflying the airfield 3,000 feet. We'll do a teardrop entry for pattern entry for runway 5. Lincoln. County traffic, Skyhawk 61805, downwind for runway 5, Lincoln County. County traffic, Skyhawk 61805, final for runway 5, full stop landing, Lincoln County. That's some butter. That's some butter. Oh my goodness. That's probably one of my best ones yet. Nice. Oh my goodness. County traffic, Skyhawk 61805, clear of runway 5, off at Echo, taxi into the ramp. Alright gang, we're down. Let's go check out the FBO, see what it looks like. Pretty nice flight. I will say it was an awesome landing.
Clear toast, driver, on the go, stay in the gutter.
Don't normally brag, but what the heck, man, that was awesome. Alright, let's go check it out and see what happens.
As soon as I entered the terminal, two gentlemen met me and asked if I needed any services. They were more than accommodating when I asked if I could take a few photos of their facility. The main terminal is fairly new, with lots of amazing aviation-related touches. I was introduced to Darrell, who's the airport manager, and Will. They offered a quick tour of the facility and escorted me back towards the pilot's lounge. Directly off the entry was a nice passenger waiting area, complete with TV and comfortable seating. A kitchen was further back, with free coffee, a microwave, and an auto bar for sodas and snacks. Behind the kitchen was the pilot's lounge. Separate from the main passenger waiting area, it had several comfy chairs, a computer terminal for flight planning, and an isolated bathroom complete with shower. The decor was all aviation themed, and the space was very comfortable and quiet. I was even able to take a few work calls from the lounge with the downtime. Eventually, Darrell figured out who I was, and the fact that he was the one who suggested the airport for review. We talked about the facility and how many upgrades there had been since he took over. The runway was brand new, having been resurfaced only 3 weeks previously. You can see how striking the runway is from the footage that I shot on the way in. They have plans to do the apron and taxiways in the future once they secure additional funding. The decor of the terminal was Darrell's idea, and a retired Air Force general donated many of the artifacts in the front display case. Darrell said the case used to be used for storage for aircraft oil for sale. As an Air Force veteran myself, I was very appreciative of the display and the attention to detail. There was even an old Dash 1 F-15 flight manual and checklist in the case. Darrell said he wanted to create an environment where pilots would want to hang out and use the facility, and I think he has succeeded. Will even showed me photos of the aircraft he'd been working on for several years with a full panel replacement. These guys embodied the idea of hospitality and customer service, and I thoroughly enjoyed my visit. Soon enough, it was time to head back to Monroe, so I headed back to the aircraft for the flight home.
All right, we're back in the plane. Fantastic. Can't say much more about these guys. Really friendly, personable, really good experience. So we'll talk more when we get up in the air. Right now we're at runway 23. We're going to be taking off, heading back to Monroe now, and we'll head on from there.
Lincolnton traffic, Skyhawk 61805, departing runway 23, but departing to the east, off the downwind. Lincolnton. Traffic, Skyhawk 61805, downwind, we're runway 23. We'll be departing the area off the downwind to the east. Lincolnton.
Bye. Alright, we're back in the air. Level off 3,000 feet, heading back to NASCAR, basically the same way we came in. We're going to come back the same exact way, right around the Concord Class Delta, and of course missing everything within the Class B shelf. Probably one of the best trips I've had in a while, due to the suggestion. It ended up being Darrell, the assistant airport manager, was the individual that reached out on Facebook and said, hey, come visit us, and it was definitely worth a trip. Without a doubt, they've done some amazing things at that airport, starting with the runway, which had just recently been repaved in the last 3 weeks. It's a pristine blacktop, beautiful, beautiful. They're working on getting the ramp done as well. The facilities themselves, clean. I found a plaque inside the building that said that the building had been created in 2010. Lots of little details that you would not normally see at a terminal. It really made a big difference. The display case up in the front. Apparently there's a 3-star general. Who donated his I Love Me wall, which is something that most military people would understand. Awards, trophies, memorabilia, things like that. Was obviously an F-15 pilot. You can see in the picture, he's got a Dash 1, which is literally the flight manual for the F-15, albeit pretty old, but still pretty amazing. The facilities, absolutely fantastic. Just an overall really, really nice airport.
Monroe traffic, Skyhawk 61805, 4 to the north. We'll be entering 45 from downwind for runway 5, Monroe. Monroe traffic, Skyhawk 61805, final for runway 05, full stop landing, Monroe.
Whoa, that was close. A couple of red-tailed hawks. And not one of my better landings, but it's okay. Those hawks were really close.
Okay, time to check out our review scores for Lincolnton, North Carolina. Airport facilities are going to be a solid A. Plenty of parking in the front of the terminal, and the terminal itself was new and modern. The pilot lounge was great for relaxing or taking in a few personal calls. The new runway surface was a pleasant surprise and worth checking out. Most small airports have weeds growing out of the asphalt on the ramp, but definitely not here. ATC, Lincolnton is a non-towered airport, but everyone on the CTAF was professional and courteous with their radio calls. Services is an A. Fuel is available both serviced and self-serve, and there are repair facilities on site in case of issues. The only negative thing I could find here was that the chocks were in front of my parking space that were preventing me from pulling all the way in. Honestly, they could have been a hazard, but that's minor. Cleanliness, an A. Absolutely. Both the bathroom facilities in the terminal were spotless. The bathrooms are right inside the door to the terminal building, making it super easy to find. Even the ramp was spotless. And for other, I have to give a big shout out to Darrell and Will, who were fantastic. They really have taken pride in the airport and made it a destination to check out. This is the level all small airports should strive for. A place to come for the great service, but also a place you want to hang out with for a while because of the hospitality. Darrell mentioned they have plans to build a sunshade over the seating area in front of the terminal, which would be an amazing place to watch planes run through the pattern. Overall, I think Lincolnton is deserving of the Golden Propeller Award, one that demonstrates an excellent facility, great services, and top-notch customer service. I would not hesitate to come back, and I hope you consider stopping through on your next trip to the Charlotte region. That's it for now. As always, please take a moment to like and subscribe so you can get notified of any new videos that I post. Thanks for watching, take care, and keep on flying.